Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being on. Okay. So I just really felt the need to, kind of just like recenter everybody's brains, kind of like a meeting of the minds here to talk about like kind of what we need to be focusing on. I've had a lot of people reach out to me in the downline lately, just saying, I want to restart. I've been a coach for a couple of years, but I've never really done anything. I want to like restart and start my business. And then of course we have new coaches that want to start. So I just said, okay, where can we just need to come together and get like a little idea of where we need to focus, because things have changed in the social media world, and they've also changed in our DFG United world or unified world, where we've come together here to just kind of like explore our options. If you've been a part of the new wave in January, hi Danielle, hi Andy. Since January, where I was talking about we're coming together, we're thinking outside the box, the electronic box. We're gonna, put our heads up, take our heads out of the phone, and look around at all the beautiful people in our world that we meet outside of social media. So I just really wanted us to entertain that idea, but I also want to, acknowledge the fact that there is a place for social media, and there's more than one way to do this. And there's different personality types that thrive in person, and there's different personality types, like Amy was just talking about, that thrive in social media. And I think as long as we have productive social media hours and time and knowing what we're doing on it, it is so powerful and beneficial. But the last thing I want is for family to resent you, resent your phone, resent your business. So pretty much we'll cover that. And of course, we'll always take ideas from you guys and what's working for you and how you're prioritizing your time on your business and on your social. And, like we're a team. We band together. We share our strengths, okay? So I was thinking, I jot down my ideas of the call throughout the week, and I'll just tell you right now, if you ever, if you want to do something big with this business and you plan on having teams of thousands and the thought of hosting a call terrifies you, know this: I am so far from perfect. I screw up on these calls. I screw up on my words. I misspeak. I misstep all the time. And I just really like to just get that out of the way, because I want it to be so comfortable and casual on these calls, because I really feel like we're family. I feel like we're friends. I don't want anyone to put me on a pedestal, because oftentimes I get left there and then I just lose friends. Okay. So I really just want to be so real with each other. I don't know if you guys have ever jumped on a Bombshell Dynasty call and you're thinking, the thought of that makes me want to hurl, or look at them doing that call. They must be amazing and flawless. That's just really not the case. I think everyone struggles with their own insecurities. Bottom line, we are super casual, comfy here. I will have my notes. I will refer to them often. I will highlight as I address what I want to talk about, because mama gets flighty, okay? All right, so I was thinking, that was my little disclaimer. But what like 3 main things build this business? I'm thinking about like myself, other people that I see thriving, and maybe by looking at someone who's doing a lot of things and maybe aren't getting everywhere. And what are those 3 things? I think most importantly, confidence, excitement, and action. Okay? Yes, I did say earlier, but way more people are on now. Grab some pen and paper, because I want you to write down some things. And I will share my notes too. Confidence, excitement, which is that hustle factor, because when you're excited, you'll hustle. Excitement gets you out of bed in the morning. Excitement hits you, gets you into your groups or into that thinking mentality. Excitement, that's what that comes from. And then action, okay? Because you can be all excited and confident, but if you're not taking action on these daily things, then not much is going to happen. You cannot will this all to happen, okay? Just by sitting there staring at a vision board. All right, so I think that confidence and excitement come from, and this is what I want you to write down. I'll go slow because I want you to write down, then we're going to write a few little words next to it, okay? So you can skip a space if you have to. Confidence and excitement come from knowing what to do, knowing what to do, knowing where to do it, knowing when you do it, and knowing why you do it. I'm going to go back through those, and I'm going to give you a little thing next to each one of them. Number one, knowing what to do. We recruit coaches and we recruit customers. Those are the two parts of your business. Now, at the very end of this call, I'm going to share just a very simple checklist that I have each day to make sure that I am showing up and progressing, okay? So what we do is we recruit coaches and we recruit customers. I put coaches first because I want everyone to build a team. Where to do it? Social media and in person. Now, I will just tell you from what I've seen from trends, Facebook was my jam. Facebook's where I started. I feel like Facebook is where, Beachbody was like the first awesome MLM to hit at Facebook. Beachbody was the first MLM to hit Facebook, and it was awesome. But I feel like we kind of like rode that wave into the sand, and now we're all like spitting sand out. I looked at my social media, like where a shout out would, pull 200 to 300 to 400 likes is now like crickets. Like no one's caring about rank advancements, okay? Like just not in my world anyway. So I feel like things have changed. Now, IG, Instagram, you've seen, you've heard, is like the biggest thing right now, the biggest place, the place to be, the hottest place to be, right? And I have found that it's way more fun. We're not going to go into in-depth Instagram training here, but if that is where you choose to be, which I hope it is, something that you think about, there's plenty of IG training listed in the files of our unified group and tons to be found on Beachbody Champions, and then, of course, YouTube videos. But social media, pick an outlet. Some people are thriving in YouTube, but that's got to be a place of passion where you enjoy making videos and adding value, and maybe even having something else outside of Beachbody that you showcase. Like I'm thinking of one person who showcases her beautiful home, okay, like beautiful home. And she's like, okay, I've got that other little thing that I'm going to grow an audience on, because I talk about my interior decor, and I talk about my outfits, and she's always got these beautiful photos. But I'm not saying you have to have all of that, but she has found little wheelhouses to where she's going to thrive. Okay, so YouTube was a place where I spent a lot of time in the beginning because I was creating a bunch of training videos for the team. I haven't done so much in a while, mainly because I needed to get a hold on what is working now to even train on it. But Facebook was my place, and I still throw something there, but I feel that it falls second now to IG, which is where I show up mainly IG stories. Okay, so if you've been on any of these calls, you've been hearing it. And we'll get to another resource in this call to where I want you guys to be a part of, to be engaged with, because it's going to teach you all this relevant stuff from top coaches. And then, of course, in person. And I know that is, I'm scared. I'm scared of that thought. I don't want to meet people in person. Well, what I mean by that is two things. You can meet your people that you already know in person and like go meet them at Panera. I know Amy was talking about that. I used to do that, guys, like friends that I wanted to tell the business about. We meet at Starbucks, we meet at Panera, and we talked about it. And I built more vision and confidence and excitement into those people than I ever did with this social media, Facebook messaging only situation, okay? So get on the phone or get in person if that is a luxury. I'm telling you, it is important. It's only going to refine your communication skills, your confidence, because remember, that's one of the three main things that builds this business is confidence. Being able to speak to somebody from the heart. And that largely depends on what this actually means to you and how you've defined it, which we'll get to. Also, the second part of in-person is when we're out and about in life meeting people. And I know that is so like 20th century because like we've got phones now and computers and like, why do we need to talk to people like in face to face? Like that's crazy, right? But guys, there's just so many beautiful people to be heard and seen and talked to out there. And I really just feel like we need to challenge ourselves to meeting some of those people. Parents that, you know, go to this, their kids go to school with your children, the extracurriculars. Like I meet like 2 waves of parents twice a year because of Soren's baseball. You know, like there's just so many opportunities to meet new people. And if you think they're cool, you can add them to your list. And then one day when you have the cones, perhaps at the end of that season of baseball, you can just shoot them that message that you want to tell them about something awesome you have, because you're not about to see them every Tuesday and Saturday or whatever. You know what I mean? But you can get creative. Like I seriously need us to take this so lightheartedly and fun and add that to it, because if we're scared and white knuckling this, guys, is only going to build a wall around you and me and, you know, repel. It's not going to be a place of like opening the floodgates and come here. And that happens with passion, excitement, and confidence. Okay, so knowing where to do it, social media in person, knowing when you do it, work hours. This is like one of the most overlooked, I guess, part that we have to establish work hours, guys, because let's just pretend that this were an actual job that you got hired for and you went there. You know, like when do you go there? You don't just like show up 4 o'clock, you're supposed to be there 8, like, hey, I'm here for the night shift. You know, they're like, go home. You're not supposed to be here. You have hours. So that we do that a lot. We work every hour that we're awake, right? Grab that phone. I can work at any time because it's on my computer, it's on my phone. That is not fair to you, and it's not fair to your family. So I think establishing work hours is going to serve you in so many ways because your family won't resent it. You'll be more efficient and productive because you got that time. And you're taking your business seriously. You're treating it like a business. So knowing when you do it, and I'll just add on a little where, another little caveat to where in your house do you work? That's important because sitting next to your kids on the couch holding your phone is not a proper way to do your business, because the children are going to feel neglected. They're going to think your phone is the enemy, or they're going to always want your phone depending on how old they are. And I can tell you, and I've said this on so many calls because Tony and I have done this together for so long, when he is sitting near us in a family situation, he has his phone, I'm so irritated by that. Even though I know what he's doing, it's like, dude, if you're working, you need to find a workspace, and better yet, even on your computer. It just looks like you're taking it more seriously. And lastly, knowing why you do it. And I know, like, oh my gosh, how many times do I have to hear why? If you're new, you need to hear this. But if you are around and maybe you're losing faith or hope or steam, then this is a good refresher. Why are we here? Why are you here? We're going to dive into this a little bit, but I'm not afraid to say that I became a Beachbody coach because I wanted to make a career out of it. I wanted to make money from it. And I wanted to make a lot of money from it. So money was definitely my number one thing. We didn't really have debt at the time. I think we both had school loan debt that I just assumed was like not even debt. Like for some reason, I didn't even care about it. Mine was like only $15,000. Tony's, I think, was about the same. But I always feel like I didn't have debt really coming in, but I wanted to live above anything that I had ever seen in my life. Okay. I wanted to live above that. I wanted to have trips and luxury and a nice house and nice cars and the finest foods. And I wanted to, you know, like I dreamt big like that, and call it materialistic or whatever. But you know what else comes along with making money? Donations, charity, tithing, and all those other things to where you can give to people who cannot do for themselves. Okay. And the people that cannot do for themselves don't have a computer sitting in front of them right now. So money isn't evil. Money is important. Ranks right up there with oxygen. But maybe money's not your thing. I don't know. Maybe you just want to create more freedom and flexibility in your life, whatever that looks like. Time with your family, time with your kids. A lot of times people make the money, but they don't have the time, because you usually create, in order to create income, you're gone. I'm looking at Carrie right now, which I know that her husband has done very, very well for them. He's a pilot. I'm assuming he's gone a lot, is he? Do you feel like he makes the money, but he's traded his time, right? Okay, so I'm sure that one of her big reasons why is to create some more income, make me want to cry, so he can lessen his hours or to lessen that load for him, okay? So let's just get really clear on why we're doing it, and because it has to matter. You have to revisit it often. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to live easier and live healthier. Okay, so those are my things that I want us to pay attention to, because as I go through this, they won't be in that order, because when I deliver them there, that order makes sense. But when I kind of like reverse engineer it, it's not going to be in that order. But you'll be able to understand. Okay, so first let's do a little bit of housekeeping. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of a mission statement, but almost every single business has one. Really, it doesn't matter if it's like a school, a restaurant, or like a major company, corporate situation. Almost everybody's got a mission statement. Beachbody has a mission statement: helping people live healthier and more fulfilling lives. I've added to that just a smidge. I help people build a business around health and fitness products. Where are you? So they can live healthier, happier, and easier lives. Because I really feel like when our health is intact, I can tell you that from my own personal situation, when your health is intact and your finances are intact, you live easier. You're happier, you open up, your energy's opened up to help more people, to do more, to conquer the day. And I really feel like when done right and when you're rewarded from Beachbody, that is exactly what this business can offer: easier, healthier, happier lives. Now, we obviously know that happiness doesn't come from money, but oftentimes it does come from feeling like you belong to something, or having a purpose or a passion in life and doing good. One of the, two of them, I can even go there, main vital needs of a human being is to grow and contribute in life, okay? And this business allows you, if not forces you, to do both, okay? I've seen, just a really quick disclaimer, I have seen people leave this business making $2,000 to $3,000 a week, insanity, right? $2,000 to $3,000 a week, because they had made that for the past 2 years and it didn't grow. And not growing feels like dying. So how important is growth? Enough to make people walk away from 6 figures, okay? So it's important to grow in life and to grow as a human, which this business allows us to do and forces us to do, because we put ourselves in uncomfortable situations, we read books, we educate ourselves, therefore we're growing. Okay, second, little housekeeping thing here. Identify what you want from your business. And what I mean by that, they kind of like, some people have been like, don't give it a label, but kind of needs one. You're really either a hobby coach or you're a business coach. I mean, let's not even talk about discount coaches. They're needed. There's a place for that. But you're either a hobby coach or you're a business coach. And hobby coaches are the people that are focused on bringing in challengers. And they're so attracted to the health and fitness side that that's really all they can think about. And no, that may morph into a business coach, and it often does when they see people getting transformations and they're like, whoa, okay, wait, I feel good. They're feeling good. Like, maybe I can like jive with this. But a lot of times I sign coaches and then I'm on the phone with them and I keep talking about like building a team and rank advancing. And they're like, I just wish that I could like get through to people how important health and fitness is. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, what are we talking about here? I think it's so important to identify where people are in this business, because somebody that's just really passionate about helping people lose weight, live easier, live healthier, feel better, that's not the same thing as I want to sign coaches and make money and bring my husband home. That's not the same thing at all. No, I'm not saying you can't start that way. A lot of people do, because it does take passion and confidence in the products, being the product of the product. But I came in not ever having drink Shakeology once in my life, but I recognized that this business model could change my circumstances. could change the way I was living life if I, plugged in and started doing things. And it was only after that I got the results and saw what health and fitness and nutrition could do in your life. So I came in a little backwards, but most often everyone's tried Shakeology at this point in life and the fitness programs, and they're like, all right, they know about it. And let's do that. Let's help everybody get connected to that because we know it works, which is noble. But we're looking for business builders too. So it's very important to identify that just so you know how to talk to them. I can't tell you how many times I've not wasted, but invested time and thoughts into a coach that wasn't just there yet. So we've been toying around with having just like a little questionnaire, a little survey even. Answer these questions. Find out what kind of coach you are. That way I can better coach you, point you in the right direction. All right. Okay, so I did write with that was decide what role you want to have and your activities may change. So that's like the last little part of that. What a business coach does is going to look different than what someone who just wants to, help people lose weight does. Okay. All right. So the people, now we're moving on. The people who I see that are thriving and have confidence in their vision, the people that are thriving, that's why commas are important, are thriving in their vision and they're operating in their wheelhouse. And what I mean by that is I'm looking at all these, I call them new blood, maybe they're not new coaches, but they're new up and coming, like Amy Rada on the call today. I'm going to reference her a lot because I listened to her today. I listened to her last week or whenever I was in Naples with some coaches, and she's just she's operating in her wheelhouse, which is my life changed when I started working out and drinking Shakeology, and I got to share that with the world. I'm going to make fun little IG stories. I'm going to share my life. I'm going to spread that vision. I've got confidence because I've seen it working in my life. That girl is operating in her wheelhouse and she's activating big momentum because she's feeling it, man. And that's what I think a lot of us are missing, either because we haven't seen it yet, or we've been beat down by failure, or we've been so confused for so long and taken so little action that we think that it's virtually impossible or whatever. I need us all to just wipe all that away, start fresh, and find, go back to that first, know what to do, when to do it, why you're doing all that, and get reconnected to a vision with confidence, knowing that what you have is good, knowing that what we offer is good. I will just tell you right now, it got to a point last year where I was so unhealthy myself. I couldn't break through this mystery illness that I started thinking crazy things like, how important is health and fitness anyway? How much can we actually post about this, before and afters? And I finished my workout, sweaty selfie. I just got so into my head about it. But then you go over to Instagram and you see how many people are craving it, looking for it, needing it, searching it out, posting about it. I like seeing people's workouts. I like seeing the moves. I like seeing the before and afters. It really is sometimes a veil of deception that we have over our face for one reason or another, life or your personal circumstances, or like I just said, failure can start to change the way your brain is thinking about something. But I'm here to tell you that we actually have a very attractive incentive and platform. Whoa, am I frozen? I looked at me, I was frozen. I hope not. We have a very attractive incentive and platform to invite to. Health and fitness is not only important, but it's attractive. People want a piece of it, okay? How many people have you met that love health and fitness? They just want to be a personal trainer, and they actually get started in that, and they love that, but there really is no money in that because you can only see so many people a day. Beachbody coaching has been that answer for so many health and fitness minded people because they saw a way to help more people on a larger scale. It was scalable, right? Where they weren't having to trade actual drive time and time in person for money. Okay, so there are people who are loving health and fitness, wanting health and fitness. We're looking for the business-minded people that love health and fitness. And you can only get that is if you talk about it, right? And invite people to it. And you can talk about it on social media, in person. Let us not forget about the warm people around us, the warm market, the friends, the family. Was it, can't remember. I listened to so many calls today because I missed last Monday's, but I listened to that today too. And so it may have been on there. And she was talking about just like sending text messages to friends saying, look, I'm getting started on this like health and fitness thing, and I'm really going to take it seriously. I'm just wondering if you want to do it with me. You know, just like really simple little things like that to the warm market, to where, you know, if they say no or whatever, or they don't buy right away, or, you know, they just want to join you to support you, that's all well and good. You know, it's not scary. They're comfortable. You're comfortable with them. It was just an invite. It's like asking them if they wanted tea. They didn't want tea. That's fine. But hey, thought we could do it together. That'd be fun. So let's not forget about the warm people, the warm invites. That was the very first thing I did. I just made a list of people that I already knew and that I already liked and already knew me. And I had no shame in asking them because I had excitement and I had confidence because I hadn't yet been told no. In fact, I didn't think anybody would tell me no. And when the first person did, I'm like, that's weird. Like, they don't get it. That's so weird. You know, this is brilliant. But it doesn't always make sense for everybody at that time. It doesn't make sense. Like, I love what Craig Holiday says. He says, lead with the need. When sometimes people say, you make a great coach, or you should be a coach. It's like, why? Because you need to build your team? No, because you can say that when you actually know about that person's need. You've seen it. You've seen that they need more money, that they're sad that they got to go to work. Like one time, you know, I've been shot down a lot in this business, and it's never stopped me. But this girl, I did kind of look up to her. I was like, man, she's so pretty, and like she's so super fit. She posted one day about how she missed her kids and missed her husband. They were both always gone. And I offered her the invite. Now, I'd already had significant success in this business. And she said, no, that's just not for me. I'm like, okay, I did all I could. You know, I led with the need. She blatantly posted a need. I knew I had an answer. I offered it. She said, no, not on me. You know, like I did my part. I could have probably pushed a little harder, but I didn't want to, you know, not be her friend anymore for doing so. But, you know, that's our duty as a coach, to recognize the need and lead with that. I don't like for us to just go up to somebody and say, you should be a coach. We need to have a little bit of reason. Why should they be a coach? Because they want to spend more time with their family, because they want to, you know, use the products and start a healthier life and help other people do the same. Those are reasons that why people should be a coach. All right. So I don't know if you have seen the new, I'm going to mute everybody again real quick. Mute. Perfect. In the new group, it was very focused on what was called the Yes Plan. And I have it mapped out. It's very, very simple, actually. I want you to look at the pinned post because it kind of lays it out for you. And this is just a really simple way for you to get comfortable and familiar with the verbiage of, you know, the network marketing way, which I just did air quotes and smiled like it was uncomfortable, but I have no qualms with it, by the way. I think network marketing is super fantastic. I love this business, and I love that it exists so people like me could do it. But I think that we all kind of know that people snuff at that, so we are scared of it. But I'm going to recommend that you read and study under a man named Eric Worre, because he'll get you super comfortable with the concept of network marketing super quick, because the man's made multiple millions, and he literally just wants to help the business have a better reputation. So he's like, if everybody learns how to do it right and see it for what it is, then there'll be more confidence in that, and people will, you know, not spam people, and they'll have confidence in it. They'll do it right. So he has a script that he put out so you can speak to your warm market, so you can even start speaking to your cold market. And I want you guys to read through that, because if you're serious about building your business, you're not going to pigeonhole yourself just to social media, safety, Facebook messaging, DMs. You're going to want to get on the phone with people. You're going to want to close that deal quicker. You're going to want to tell the world because you have a vision, that you're excited about it. You think that it could help them for X, Y, and Z reasons. You'll see in the script that it gives you the way to identify their need. Okay, so I want you to go in there and lean into that. Lean into that. People want to know how they get started in this business is by being educated, and I'm giving you the tools here, okay? Lean into that script. Read through it with your husband or your wife or your kids. You know, like I have gotten so uncomfortable just in this first few months with this, like role playing with coaches, you know, like we've all just kind of let our guard down and let our ego down and like, look, we're here to learn. We're like kindergartners right now. Like, give it me all the information. I may not know, I may mess it up, but let's just play around with it until it makes sense. It will click and you'll be like, I get it. Like, okay, I see. It's so simple, but we overcomplicate things because we're sweet little humans, right? We sweet little humans, all these crazy emotions. I'm scared and I don't want to be rejected and I'm lazy. We can claim that, right? I'm lazy. This takes work and I don't want to do the work. Like that's a thing. Excitement will help you overcome laziness. Passion will help you overcome laziness when you're really dialed in to what's possible and why you're doing it. But I'm telling you, we're learning a new way. We haven't been taught this, guys, in Beachbody. We've been very much conditioned to stay within the confines of social media. But I'm here to say this business was alive and thriving well before social media. I'm not talking about just Beachbody. I'm talking about the industry. And that took meeting people in person or getting on the phone and doing three-way calls, which I do so often for so many of you. And if you've taken advantage of that, good for you, because we close people. We get on these calls and I tell them what we do. I educate them. I don't want anyone coming in disillusioned. I tell them what's up and most of them sign. And if they didn't, you know, I don't take it personally, but I do ask, follow up. What was their reason for not? Because there's, you know, we can always get around that. Usually people are just uneducated in what it is that we're doing, or perhaps they understand it very well and they say, no way. Like my sister, not the one that's an awesome coach, but the other one. She understands it very well. She has two sisters that are all up in it and a mom too. And she has no desire to do it. Those people exist. It's totally fine. But we're here to reach the people who need something different, want something different, and willing to work for it. So open your mind to his teachings. It can be used on people in person that you meet out and about, your server, who you've like had at least an hour with, you know. It can be used on those people. It can be used on the people that you meet on social media. Really, the difference is getting on the phone with them. And if that sounds super scary, and I tried it with a girl the other day who's like my age, you know, 30-something, and she's like, I will text you all day long. She's a stay-at-home mom of 4. I'll text you all day long, but I am terrified of the phone. And I thought, well, that's sad for your kids, and I ain't going to do it. You know, we're going to get to the answer really quick because I'm not going to have you holding your phone all day talking about this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm serious. I treat my business like a business. And I think that matters when you have that, when you show up with that type of posture. It's like, I don't want you holding your phone all day talking to me. Like, I want you to get your challenge back so you feel really great over the next 6 months. Okay? All right. So the YES plan is business focused. It really is. I do think it can be used with the products too, but it's business focused. It's finding out, hey, you have any desire to do this with me? Like, you're awesome, you're funny, you're witty, you love health and fitness, I love your energy, whatever your compliment is, the script will walk you right through it. That is, I completely lost my train of thought there, but that is a way to segue into the invite, which is for the business. But if people are, you know, not wanting to do business, totally don't want anything for it, I always go down to the next option of, you know, work on your health and fitness, because remember, everybody needs it and most everybody wants it, even if they don't know if they do at the time. So there's, it's not just a lost cause when somebody says no to the business, because then you have the awesome health and fitness to fall back on. All right, challenge groups. Let's talk about them because they show up a lot, right? All right, so challenge groups, over the years, they have been, to me, they were daunting. I felt like I had to start a new one every single month, and I often lost people in the transition, and I thought I had to come up with a clever name every single month. And I don't know what it was, but it dawned on me like January 2017, like, I don't have to start a new one every month. But in typical Lindsay way, I said, I'll just start one every quarter. That's way less. And then it finally hit me like, just a continuous group, girlfriend. Continuous lifestyle group. Invite every coach that you sign. Invite, they can invite their people. It's a community. It's a lifestyle group. If challenge groups are where you thrive and find lots and lots of joy, do it. Go all into it. Post the recipes. Post the motivation. Like, go all in. But if it's another place where you feel drowned by it or overwhelmed by it, team up with people. I can't tell you how much energy that group has. The people customers that I have offered the discount to that just want to pay full price show up every single day in their posting. Every single day. I'm like, okay, this group has life. This group has longevity. I show up too. I post my meal plan every Friday because I want them to have no excuses to go get their groceries on Sunday. Like, I do the things that I feel like help them help me. Accountability, right? But it doesn't all have to fall on you. That's something else that was mentioned in the call today. It's like success pods. And I know then it's like, where's all my people? Like, and then there's like all these awkward, like 5th grade invitations to be a success partner or whatever. Find some people that you jive with, that you've noticed on their social, that you've noticed in the group. I like you. Would you like to team up would you like to set goals together, keep each other accountable? It's so much better when we don't do this alone, guys. Team up with some people, host these groups together, lessen the load, have some fun. Remember, energy and excitement happens in numbers. Okay, the challenge group where no one talks is a little defeating. But if you have all of you and you're all putting in 2 to 3 a month, then it's fun, it's exciting, and then you get to actually have joy out of one of those things. Challenge groups is a big part of what we do here. But, if you're not, like, you meet people who aren't even on Facebook, right? And they want to build a business. They're not necessary if it's absolutely a deal breaker for you. You can do email motivation. You can text. You can get on the phone. Or, I don't know how you want to create that community. But if Facebook or the app isn't your answer, then make it work however you see fit. We used to do fit clubs, in-person meetups before challenge groups existed, before challenge packs existed. Once a week, we did that. And my husband still wants to do that. Like, he's just such a social butterfly. So there are options. I mean, maybe you just do a phone call. That's how you touch base with your people, or as you send a text or whatever. But if you are going to lean into the challenge group on social media, then team up with people and make that work for you. Okay? I don't want that to be something that keeps you down. I remember, I'll be honest, I put so much pressure on myself to show up, to never mess up, to always have the perfect thing to say, that I woke up and the first thing I thought of was challenge group and how I must have definitely slept later than somebody in there. And oh my gosh, when they signed in, there wasn't something amazing waiting for them. And I would have a pit in my stomach. Like, that's an example of how not to do this business, okay? Let yourself off the hook. We're all humans here. I don't care when you post in there. Personally, doesn't matter to me. Just show up. Show up for your own personal accountability. All right. I wrote down, you invite to a challenge group or you invite to the business, but you just got to invite. So that goes back to whatever type of coach you are. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, but you got to be inviting people to something somewhere. I know a lot of times people are like, I really want this business to work, but they are so timid or afraid to even do an invite of any kind. And that's the kind, this business will not build just sitting around wanting it really, really bad. You got to want to do the things that build it too. So I guess identify what it is that you want. And when you think about how you can achieve that actually brings you joy, do that times 10, the 10x it, 10x that act, whether it's getting on the phone with people or posting lots of fitness stories or, whatever it is. If it brings you the slightest joy, just do a lot of that. I've never seen hard work not manifest in a reward in some way. And it's like, gosh, I don't know how to explain how it just worked a lot of the times for me. And I know that my coach struggles with the same way, because people ask her questions like, I ask her still, how do your social media posts equate into challenge pack sales? Like, I just don't get it, like, how does what you post get you 50 Success Club points a month? Sometimes you just can't explain it, but that really goes to momentum that you've activated just by being excited and passionate and showing up. She said a lot of times people just simply say, what is it that you do? And I guess in that answer, it equates to a challenge pack. Well, I help people get started on building a business through health and fitness products. I mean, I can't even imagine. I'm sure it's something like that. But I really think a lot of times the things you can't see matter so much. The things you're feeling, the things you're expecting. And I think that may have been why it was so hard to explain exactly what I was doing when other people were doing it too. But man, was my soul on fire for it. My soul was on fire. And I showed up every day because of that. And I think that makes the difference. Your posture. I'll use that word because it fits onto so many things. Your posture when you show up. If you're afraid to be rejected, you're afraid to invite people or sign people because you don't know how you're going to train them. All not floodgate material, okay? You just got to be expecting with your shoulders open wide. Like, even me talking about it makes me want to sit up higher, because that is the posture that it takes. And I know that's like, how do I write that down? Like, that's not an actionable step, but there's a lot of things that aren't actionable here. They're mental. They're mental thoughts. Like, I read like one page of Girl Wash Your Face today, and it was all about the mindset and the decision to do something. And that is why personal development is so important to read in this business, because it reminds you that every author that you think of that has just been magically successful has had the same struggles, the same fears, and it's always the same thing. Decide you want to do it. Let go of all the excuses. Let go of all the fear and just start. Just start. I guess I have to say posting, but talking, building that vision for people. This is something that we gotta hurry up. Okay, so working on social media intentionally and productive. Okay, so there's an IG to-do list, very simple. I looked at it today. I still got it pulled up right now, of just things that you can do each day to get your presence on there. You've heard this a million times, but Amy Rada talked about it today. It's worth mentioning again, because I think that no matter how many times it's mentioned, people still haven't done it. Writing down the 5 things that you're going to talk about, because when you talk about them, you're going to attract the people that are like you. Love to dance. Love to paint. You love to knit. You love your dog. Okay, like Amy Rada talks about her dog Moose. I mean, she doesn't have kids, so a lot of times you have kids. Artsy stuff. You're a triathlete. You're a runner, Emmy. You're a skier, Carrie. Oh my gosh. Do you sign skiing people? You must. Girl, she is on the slopes for 3 weeks straight. Girlfriend's got it good. That's a thing to talk about. So identify those things that you're going to talk about and talk about them. Also, write this down. List the benefits of Beachbody in your life. And I've asked this question countless times as in the tenure of my coaching. What has Beachbody added to your life? What did it free up? What did it bridge? What wrong did it right? What hurt did it heal? It's sometimes emotional. It's sometimes fitness. It's financial, all those things. And then Amy says she challenges her coaches to post about one of those things a week or day, maybe. She even said day. Each day. Beautiful thing about IG stories is that stuff disappears. You can talk about things so much, but one quality post a day on IG or Facebook pertaining to one of those things that Beachbody corrected. Because remember, you're looking for the people that are like you. Now, I obviously talk about how I was a pregnant waitress, ex-alcoholic, not that I want to try alcoholics because, guys, I've been down that road as draining. But I was in the hospitality industry stuck because I had no education and I had a record, okay? So I'm talking to the person who feels stuck in the hospitality industry because the money's good and they don't really have another option. So that is something that I need to talk about, how I broke out of that industry, how I broke out of that circle. So I'm asking you, and it's going to be in your CTA, your call to action today, those 5 things, guys, they matter. I know it's one of those things like, oh, I know I should do that. I know I should write that down. It matters. So please list those benefits. Post to the person who you were, or maybe still are, because of course we all start somewhere. And I posted and casted vision. I talked about what I was going to do before I ever did it. That works on multiple levels, okay? There's a lot of reasons to do that. Things just start activating that you can't really see. But you talk about things as if you've already got them. You pray about things as if you already got them, okay? Here's just that little summer-upper. How can you speak life and vision into people? Think about that. Write that down. How can this post speak life and vision in what I have to offer? It's hard when you haven't actually got it. But you got to think about what you want. That's why it's important to know what you want out of this business, because you're going to start talking about it. You're going to cast that vision through words. Okay? Technicalities I wrote. I used to say skill. I don't even know if technicalities fits there, but I think so. Will always be trumped by passion and excitement. I used to give myself the hardest time because I didn't know technology and my images weren't pretty and I didn't have the best training and the best brain, but man, did I have passion. Man, did I have a vision. Okay? And woo, look, all the other stuff didn't seem to matter. Because I had the passion. I had the passion to walk into a room of 500 strangers and be like, I've got the way who wants to hear it. And I think that's what it takes. I mean, there was a lot of uncomfortable, people could not even look me in the eye when I first became a coach. I'd be like, girl, I got a way for us to make some money. And I'm sure I sounded scammy, but they would not even look me in the eye. And it's like, I can see now why probably, even you talking about your dreams instantly reminds people of the dreams they haven't reached and are most likely not even going to try for. And that's when they can't look you in the eye. Okay. I always say the people that I presented this to that felt the most uncomfortable are still in the same exact jobs, in the same exact situations 7 years later. Okay. You'll know when people have the ears to hear. Okay. Why did you become a coach? Lead with that. Why did you become a coach? That is your posting material right there. That is something that you need to identify, write down, maybe even tell your coach or your success partner why you became a coach, because that's what you're going to lead with. What you saw possible for you is the vision that you're going to cast. And the only way that you're going to get what you saw possible for you is if you cast that vision enough to where you attract other people and build a team. That needs to be repeated, but I don't know if I could do that. We'll have to watch the recording. The only way you're going to get what you want and that vision that you have for yourself is if you're able to feel it and cast that vision and sign people. This growth and freedom comes from building a team. I'd love to say that it comes from just selling a lot of challenge packs and looking super great working out, but it comes from building a team of like-minded people, business-minded people who want to use health and fitness products to make this world go round. Some other thoughts. What were you trying to get out of? away from, and what were you aiming for? This is all posting material. What were you trying to get out of, away from? And not just posting, but speaking material. Man, we've been conditioned, right? I know people, like, I had a Halloween party at my house, and then the very next time I went to baseball, everyone's asking what we do for a living, you know? Their parents are asking. And I was able to tell them I was a pregnant waitress with an arrest record. You know what I mean? I was able to tell people how I got where I got because it was so bad I was going to do anything to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like you find ways to talk about what you were going for. Okay, woo, we're almost done. Staying engaged and educated. This is kind of like the next little, those were all like action steps. This is, what do I need to do? A lot of times we come in, there's a lot of information, okay? There's a lot of information and we don't know where to begin. I'm going to tell you right now, NWCs are on point, especially lately. Oh my gosh, the content has been incredible. They're every Monday at 11 a.m. Let's just say there's 5 calls. 1, 2 plus 4. 4 plus 2. 6. There's 6 calls a month. Let's just say that. This one, Bombshell Dynasty, and the 4 NWCs, depending on how many Mondays there are, right? This call, you can write this down, is every second Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Bombshell Dynasty is the last Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then National Wake Up Calls are every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Those are what I want you to be in. That's what I want you to listen to. If you can listen to 1 call a day, either in your commute to work or during your business hours, let it be the past NWCs. If it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, be listening to an NWC. Yeah? It's telling you the most relevant information. And I would start with like today's and work backwards. I wouldn't go back to 2014, 15, 16 because that information may not be relevant. Okay? So work your way back. You cannot do everybody's suggestions and opinions, but you can chew up the meat and spit out the bones. Figure out what works for you. I so badly want this to work for you. When you show up to these calls and I look you in your face, which is why I prefer Zoom, even though it's a pain in the booty to upload and post that link, I prefer Zoom because I get to look at you. And I need you to know that the only thing that's stopping you and me, because let's be honest, I ain't operating in the prime like I used to be, is here, okay? It's here. Even when we don't have the time, it's still here because we're not prioritizing it. We're not finding out what it is exactly that we need to be doing, and we just keep telling ourselves we don't have the time when really we don't have the discipline enough to create the time. When you don't know what to do or when you're going to do it, it will keep you from doing anything. You've got to, those first things I listed out, you've got to identify those. I know I'm giving you a lot here, but this is like what we need to be doing, okay? And it comes in, it's like an onion, you know, you got to peel the layers. The first thing is figuring out what it is that you got to do and when and where, okay? You got the time, you got to create it and carve it out, okay? It's like a science project in 8th grade. They gave you 6 weeks. They should have given you a day because you know you're doing it the last day of the 6 weeks. Well, that was me anyway. The amount of time that you have, you'll fill it up. You'll fill it up. You got to say, this is when I work. And that will be discipline. But discipline comes from passion and excitement and confidence in knowing what you got to do. Okay, so those calls are the way that you're going to stay engaged, the way you're going to stay educated. Eric Worre. He's got Network Marketing Pro on Facebook, free information. I want you to grab the book. He probably still ships it out for free, maybe shipping. I mean, at this point in time, it's got to be available somewhere. Another book, Get Over Your DAM and Self. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard great things. It's about network marketing. And I want you to read Eric Worre because he's old school and he knows the business and he'll give you the confidence in this business. What you do with that and how you polish it up and how you present it is on you. and your brand, but he gives you the information and why it's awesome. I've got to call in 4 minutes, so I got to get off here. I will reiterate this. Most people had a personal testimony with the products or something at this point when they decided to become a coach. I did not. I wanted to make an income. And then I used the products and got a testimony, okay? So don't forget that those people are out there. They need to see you. They need to see your billboard, your happy, shiny. I was told in the beginning, aside from fitness and body changing, you were the most positive person in my news feed. And that's because I was reading my personal development, feeling good about something that I read, and I was just going back and putting my spin on it, my take on it, or even just a quote from the book works sometimes. Throw a quote like that you read from your personal development on your workout video in IG stories. Practice on that in your spare time too. Just getting quick on that because it doesn't have to take a lot of time. Okay, so your call to action. Woo! Call to action. Develop your mission statement. There's like 5 things here. Call to action. These are things that you're doing after this call. Maybe not tonight because we all have something else to do. Maybe you have an extra 15 minutes to brainstorm some of it. Develop your mission statement. What does this business mean to you? What are you inviting people to? You need to know that because you can't tell other people until you know it. So why are you here? What is this all about? What is your mission statement? You want to connect people to a business to where they can change the circumstances, whether it be financial, depending on what kind of coach you are, or their health and fitness transformation. 5 things that define you that you're going to talk about. This seems to be hard for people, but ask your husband, ask your kids, ask the people that know you. What is it about me that makes me special? A lot of times we don't know ourselves, and I actually ask for evaluations from my husband all the time. Like, how do I sound? Is my tone okay? Like, am I brash? You know, like I ask questions because oftentimes we don't know how to view ourselves. It's either too strict or too lenient. Get GoPro. Identify your work hours. Even if you have to start at an hour a day, get very proficient in that hour. And check the IG to-do list that's in DFG Unified files. There's a lot of training in there, but if you want to use that outlet, I suggest just watching a few things. I kept not doing anything with it because I thought it was going to be so time-consuming and so difficult that I'm like, no, girl, I don't have time for all that. But it actually is not. For some reason, it seems easier than Facebook posts. I have a daily little checklist that I work from. I'm going to just take a picture of it and post it in Unified because we all got to go. But I really, really hope and pray. I pray over you guys every day that this was helpful. I know it's like when I think about a call like this, I'm like, oh, it's easy. I'll just make a little checklist real quick, and then I'll give it to them and it'll be fine. And then it's like, oh, if I talk about that, I gotta, oh, and then that, and then that, and that, and that. It's like, okay, this is really long here. There's a lot to do, but there's really not. You know, there's the bare little bones there. You're welcome, Molly. Thank you. I looked at you a lot in this call. You're right center in my screen here. So that helps. It helps when people smiling and nodding. You know, it's like, okay, what I'm saying is working here. Okay. There are little pieces that are vital. They're called like the vital processes, actually, that are the main thing. They're wrapped in all these like other things. I mean, I keep wanting to say layers, but they're wrapped kind of in prerequisites or have you. There's things that you got to do in order to get to the vitals, like figuring out your time that you're going to do it and why you're doing it, okay? But that's what we just went through. Is everyone clear? I know it's like, is everyone clear? Okay, raise your hand if you learned something that's important to me. Really? Okay, I'd love to know what. I really would. But who feels encouraged? Don't lie to me. Raise your hand if you're still stuck. Who are you? Girl, You are not. You're one of the smartest people I know. You are so smart. That's probably your problem. Quit trying to be so smart and just go and do. I'm winking. I'm winking at you. Well, we're going to talk. You're smart. You know everything that you need to know. Okay. Please post underneath this call information. I'm going to just say post here. What you learned, what you're confused on, what you feel like you really still need in order to do this. Okay. What do you still need? I know there's some things. I'm revising the welcome email that I send my customers and my coaches. I can't even say I do it. My assistant does it, so I don't even see them anymore. But I imagine that they gotta be outdated a little bit. So I'm gonna revise those. I loved Amy, or no, I can't. Maybe it was Amy. She said, "I have this stuff." No, it was the girl from last week. I don't even know her name, but she was good. And I just give it to my coaches, and they can make it their own, or they just change the name or whatever. Just here it is. And that keeps a lot of people from starting right there. Just not having a welcome email that everyone could just easily write, but they need confirmation from someone else. This is a good one here. So I will write up what I have, and then you can tell me if it's a good one. Maybe you have suggestions. P.S. I had a couple of lovely people in here that send me suggestions all the time. Could you change this? Could you fix this? I am not too proud to accept that. Okay. I need that evaluation. So I love you, Carrie. Okay. I love you guys. Can we all please just do this together? Can we really just get uncomfortable and say, you know what? There is a tribe, a brand of I can't use all this word. Boss babes, mama. There's your people out there, okay? There's your people out there. You need to build a team of them. And they're only going to be attracted to you by the light that you put out. That comes from your passion, your excitement, and your vision for this, okay? I know in every fiber of my being that this business can be built by you. I need you to prove me right, okay? I love you, and I'm going to jump on my other call, and we'll talk soon, okay? Post. Give me feedback. Give me all the feedback. I'll talk to you soon.